crashing Willie's garage.
Ha!
Hello, Rhondas. Surprise, it's us. We're back mid-season. George, did you miss it?
Did I ever? I remade my whole house to look like the Tanner home.
Look at that. That's like Brian has sat on that couch.
Yes.
Alf has gotten electrocuted just behind you in that bathroom.
So many memories.
So
Giant
many
roaches.
memories from season. Oh, that giant roach was right behind that couch.
So many things were right behind the couch. Anything that was like sort of fuzzy was kind of behind the couch.
Yeah, weird how that worked. This is the Alf show, the Alf recap show, Willie's Garage. I'm Nick, a lifelong Alf fan. That's George over there, who watched season 1 for the first time with us all together on this show, all 26 episodes. And we didn't want to wait. We've been timing these episodes out, to coincide with Alf seasons. September 21st, I believe, is when Alf season 2 debuted. So we were going to coincide our episode that week. But we got some big plans for season 2, and we're going to reveal those at the end of this little summer special. Should we call it a summer special?
A spectacular?
A summer spectacular. Okay, there we go. And but this is going to be something different. We don't have any new episodes to recap, but I thought we could talk about some just Alf rarities, some Alf adjacent rarities that sometimes we don't have time to talk about on the main show. I wanted to talk about a video that a guy named Micah wrote to me, and he said, "Hey, you might want to check out this video called Kids Get Cooking from 1987. I was like, "It sounds familiar." And I looked on our shelf at VCR Party headquarters. We got a bunch of kids videos, and I found it there, and I watched it. And he goes, "Yeah, you might want to check out the videos with the chef in it." And it's a standard kids video about cooking eggs and making egg dishes. But then something surprised me, and if you watched VCR Party last night, you'll know what this is. But even more footage of Kids Get Cooking. Take a look. Kind of a reggae influence.
Now we're cooking. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Now we're cooking. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Now we're cooking.
Gross.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. Now we're cooking.
Didn't really put much time into the lyrics so far, but it gets in your head.
What more can you say, though? Maybe it doesn't need to be
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
more complicated.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Whoa, how'd they do that?
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so here's Herb and Bee's Diner.
Dum-dum, a little dash of that. Oh, just enough. And let's see, a squirt of this. There we go. And, oh yeah, a dollop of that. That looks good. Oh, and a squeeze of this.
Huh. Hey, good looking.
Whoa.
What you got cooking?
I don't know yet. Let's see, oh yeah, a smidgen of that. And, a shake of this. And I think finally a little twist of that. We're gonna just have to wait and see, B. Can't be ready already.
No, Herbie. It's time for our favorite show. Now we're cooking.
Oh, that's right.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. And then here, look at Imagicom Inc. Puppets, Linda Fusco, Paul Fusco, Linda, Paul's wife, and Lisa Buckley, who I believe is the co-puppeteer on a lot of episodes of Alf. She was one of the arms in Alf. So, and then, yeah, it's from Springfield, Massachusetts.
Now we're cooking.
What's that?
2 puppeteers are married? The Fuscos are?
Yeah, that's true.
Because that has to be weird when you're making out. You're imagining their hand inside the face of the other one. I don't know. The whole thing is just bizarre. I've gone too far.
Yeah.
Well, that's it in an eggshell.
Nutshell, my pumpkin. Nutshell.
And look at 87. So Alf debuted in 87, I believe. So I wonder when this took place,
Was that PBS or was this?
No, it was a video. It was like
just a
a
video.
direct-to-video thing, yeah. But it might have been, maybe it was broadcast locally, and produced locally, and then eventually made its way on VHS. I don't know. I want to know more. But anyway, some early Paul Fusco. We've played some of his puppet specials, like the one about Valentine's Day and about Easter before. And this is one I had no idea. It was just buried on this kid's video about cooking eggs.
Wow. Well, so that was Alf, or that was Fusco's work pre-Alf, possibly, probably. But what happened after Alf? Well, it turns out that he had a Saturday morning cartoon show called Space Cats. It was a fusion of live action and animation. It lasted 13 episodes. And if you're a fan of the greater Fusco verse, I'm sure you're gonna love this. Yeah, right. And Paul Fusco, did the voice, of course, of Alf, but here he was Captain Catgut.
Always cats involved with Fusco's work.
And he's the leader of a group of cats that are going to save humanity. And the cast includes the incomparable Charles Nelson Riley, who you probably know from Match Game. I don't know if you knew that, but he was also on Sid and Marty Krofft's Lidsville, if you're familiar with that show.
I didn't realize she was part of that. Yeah.
Right. So with that, here's a little bit of the beginning of episode 3 of Space Cats.
I have a lot to say about this, by the way.
Stationed in a hidden location deep beneath the Earth's surface is the Space Cat's secret headquarters. Its location is so secret that even the Space Cats don't know where they are. Led by Captain Catgut, their commander and softball coach, the Space Cats wait to receive the orders that will affect the lives of everyone on this planet. Orders sent to them from their home planet by an alien game show host, the Great Dork, the disembodied, omnipotent ruler of cats.
Tune you in, my royal dorkness. This mission is about water. Lots of water, oceans of water. Oh, I see. Get it? Oceans, water, sea. Just watch the screen. Lakes and rivers all across the country are mysteriously being drained. Waterfalls are dry. And most of the water in California is missing.
This is all true.
And you want me to locate the missing water? Yes.
Captain Catgut immediately put his crack Space Cat team on the case.
The Space Cats will
We gotta watch this on Saturday morning cartoons.
Messages.
Yeah, so I gotta say, it was not my I didn't love it. and he wasn't, Paul Fusco was not in it much.
Right. That's my biggest criticism of it. I mean, I guess he co-created it, but I love the cat puppet stuff. The animation kind of lost me, but I love the idea of cats from outer space. I mean, I kind of love any puppet show, but I guess it just didn't take off. And I have no recollection of this. I mean, I would have been in cartoon watching, I still would have been in that era of my, cartoon viewing, but it somehow totally didn't. What did it air on? Do you know? Was it?
I think it was NBC.
NBC.
Because it was produced by is it Bernie Brillstein?
Oh yeah,
who's related to SNL and
yeah. All right. Well, I guess it didn't quite work. It didn't quite have the Alf magic, but it's a fascinating artifact of
Art
Fusco.
Alf fact.
Yeah, Art Alf fact of Fusco history. So I'm glad we covered that. But let's talk a little bit about Alf. Diving a little. We talked about NBC, Bernie Brillstein. Alf is just part of NBC's history, and when they did the 75th anniversary special about NBC, they had every star. They had the Golden Girls on, and they had Michael Gross from Family Ties. They all came out. It was a star-studded occasion, and Kelsey Grammer was the host. And of course, it wouldn't be an NBC anniversary special without Alf involved. So take a look at this clip from the 75th anniversary of NBC. A lot of it was almost like the Oscars, kind of awkward crowd work that happened for a lot of this.
Next question.
Yeah.
You, sir. Yes.
Yes. Hi. Can I switch seats? I'm having a problem with. I'm having a problem with the person next to me.
Now, remember, the origin story of Alf is that they were in the pitch meeting and I wasn't going well, and then Fusco took out Alf and started picking his nose and wiping it on Brendan Tartikoff.
It's a classic. It never ages. It makes any meeting successful.
So here it is on the 75th anniversary happening with the Star Family Ties.
Well, I'm sorry, Mike. Somebody had to sit next to Alf. I'm sorry.
No, Alf and I came together.
Yeah. Me and Michael are very close. Actually, we're a couple.
Not here. Alf is a delight. Hasselhoff is the problem. You see, he won't sit still. He keeps talking into his watch.
I'm sorry, Kelsey. I'm talking to Kid about the new Knight Rider movie. I'm sorry. I'll keep it down. Kid.
All right. Well, that settled his question.
Yeah. So that's some Bruce Valanche inspired comedy patter. Alf stole the show as usual whenever he guests on something.
I'm surprised they didn't have him host.
Yeah, well, they should have. He's still, now he's been on Mr. Robot. He's been on some other stuff, and I think he still makes a pretty good host. And I noticed, like, on my German Alf DVDs, they do have some special features on them, and one of them is they have some outtakes, and these have sort of made the rounds too. And did you pull some, George? Because I have one too.
Yes, I hope we didn't pull the same one.
No, I don't think so.
This isn't, and again, if this is a segment, it's not outtakes, it's Alf takes.
Oh, right. I'm sorry.
But I referenced before about there being some sort of gap behind the couch on the set because Paul Fusco had to hide. There were puppeteers. And I found a bit of an outtake that shows just how difficult this process was for the puppeteers operating Alf. And this is from the episode Stairway to Heaven, which I realized because the actor in the foreground is Joseph Mayer, who I recognized from Anything But Love.
Oh, yes. Another deep cut.
Okay, here we go. From Bob's line. Oh, don't worry. Those are just clouds. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Huh? Oh, don't worry. Those are just clouds.
Well, I guess I've looked at these from both sides now.
Roar.
Am I imagining things? I can't.
Okay.
I can't do it.
Scott, can we have some water?
Is Fusco in the back with the mic? But he just couldn't crouch down any longer.
Because there's no trench?
I guess, yeah.
Before and after.
It's a different set. They're in the Heaven set here, I think.
It just... It's horrifying. Joseph Mayer does not look thrilled.
You get why the other actors were so miserable.
Oh, don't worry, those are just clouds. And action.
Oh, don't worry, those are just clouds.
So that's what went into
2 weeks of that for an episode. You know?
And there's another 10 minutes of just that line, and so you can see how it took a full week to do 30 minutes.
What I always find interesting, and like especially when you see like I've seen outtakes from like the new Zoo Review and the Muppets and stuff, and they always sort of body a little bit, because Sesame Street too. The more saccharine the show is, the bodier they get.
Absolutely.
There's an Alf outtake. This one isn't too body, but like some sort of I think a boom mic or something was flying overhead and was distracting. You can kind of see the shadow of it in this one. But what I always like is that they do it in character. They still move the puppet mouth because they're just embodying the character. So
right.
Take a look at this one.
Well, what if the mob finds him here? They'll blow us up in our sedans. What the hell is that? A plane going by?
So that's just another quick Alf take. Which this could be a new segment, but it needs a jingle. I think that's the distinction.
Oh, is this?
Get to work, George. You've been slacking on the job. We need new jingles.
I'll throw it on the pile.
Or maybe Joe Blevins could make one for that. We could shop that one out. I have one more thing to talk about because we're going to be getting into season 2 of Alf in the fall, and so here's a season. This is just a promo for season 2 of Alf. Take a look.
Do you have a statement to make, sir?
A brief one.
Proceed. I came here to tell you the truth. The good, the bad, and the ugly. The show's doing good, that's not bad, and you're ugly! Ah! I've got the meeting out of my hand! I'd like to thank the American people who have responded with their support through what has been an exciting first season. Think they bought that?
Alf's second season begins September 21st.
I mean, did they actually like get a look at all the extras? Brian's in a tux, it looks like. look at Kate's outfit too. Very matronly.
Yeah, she looks very weathered by season 1.
I do like Willie's exasperation too. Of Max Wright's sort of like harried. He's Alf's legal counsel here.
Right.
Alf kind of is like, I guess he's in a gray suit. But Willie Tanner, counsel.
Let's do a frame by frame, the way Ebert would with the great films.
Yeah, let's look at all this. This is pretty. They really used a budget. You got extras in the back. It looks like they're doing like a congressional hearing. Oh, was this supposed to be like the Oliver North trial?
Yes.
That's it. That's why he's dressed like a general.
Yeah, this is before A Few Good Men. This isn't. I think that was like 1990. So this is.
Got it. It's the Ollie North hearings. Yeah. Just put 2 and 2 together on that. So that was the timeless reference that kicks off season 2. Let's get into some Alf crap. The Alf crap has been piling up all summer. I'm excited to show off some of these new finds. And we'll have even more. We got a ton more coming in for the fall. A ton of crap. But let me start off by showing this one. This is we've talked about. There was a series of cheap Alf software that came out for the MS-DOS system. This was Alf's Party Kit. This one was sent in by Jada, and I may have shown this before. Packed with party supplies, IBM.
I believe so.
Yeah, but you can make invitations on it. I've been kind of looking into it, and you can make invitations. You can make banners, and you can make party hats and all that stuff. So I'm not going to reveal yet what's going to happen, but this is going to be utilized for the big plan we have for the fall debut of Willie's Garage. So we have an event planned. I'm going to be using Alf's Party Kit to celebrate what's going to be the 35th anniversary of the debut of Alf. So it's a big occasion.
I can't wait to find out.
Mm-hmm. What do you have for us, George?
Well, I have some odd things this time. This is an Alf carnival mirror.
It's glorious.
Yes, and carnival mirrors. I don't know if you have any history with them, but I definitely recall playing some sort of game at a carnival to try to win a Led Zeppelin mirror, and I recall that. The thing was jagged around the edges.
Yes.
It broke almost immediately, and it was incredibly poorly made, and there was nothing I wanted more than that. And this is yeah. At least mine was like had like the design etched, not exactly etched, but like this just looks like a sticker on it.
Yeah, and kind of a cheap drawing, and definitely not licensed by Alien Productions.
No.
Yeah, I would have definitely tried to pop some balloons and win this. Now, here's an interesting thing I've heard about carnival games that I didn't realize as a kid going to the fair and trying to win a Motley Crue mirror. So the thing you could get, some of the prizes you get are those little mirrors, and the other thing you could get were those like feathers you put in your hair that had these little clips that had like a jagged edge on them that with the leather strap and some feathers. Well, I found out that those were actually just a covert way to sell roach clips for marijuana cigarettes, George. Now, if that's what those were for in the 80s, what do you think those little mirrors were for? Every carnival prize was drug related. Cocaine for the mirrors, you could hold them up like that, and then roach clips disguised as hair clips.
Well, so it's a dual-use technology, just like the sort of things that would be embargoed by the United Nations.
Good point. Great point.
Yes.
Let me show off this next thing, which was just sent in. This is hot off the presses. This came in the mail from Patrick C. from Georgia. He sent in drawings of the whole VCR party crew, which we'll show on a future episode of VCR party, but I took this out of the mail today. This is a drawing. On July 1st, 2021, the CIA released info on what they knew about the UFOs. And guess what? Hey, fuckfaces, I'm back. Alf Returns premieres August 1st at 8 p.m. right after the Haggard show. So again, this is another topical reference that has been immortalized in this drawing. And this is great. I love the drawing style.
I love the plastic case for your binder of Alf, your 3-ring binder of Alf memorabilia.
I will put it in my binder. So thank you to Patrick C. from Georgia. I appreciate that.
Well, that's great. Great folk art.
It is great folk art. Yep.
So this is unusual. This is an Alf and Bart Simpson mashup hat pin.
Thoroughly enjoy that. I like that it's Alf drawn in the Simpsons style too.
Yes. And
which he was actually for Alf Pogs in that famous episode.
Yes, and I don't think we've brought up Alf Pogs all through season 1.
We haven't, although I've seen on Etsy that people have actually made the Pogs that Milhouse had. It's
right.
Alf, he's back in Pog form.
But I thought that showed tremendous restraint on our part, because that is, that tends to be the touchstone for. It's a cultural touchstone for people of our generation is Alf Pogs. But
we dig a little deeper here on Willie's Garage. Yeah.
WG.
Let me show some other stuff that came in. A couple of quick things. Caitlin, who we all know from our Saturday morning cartoon series, sent me this Alf memo pad, which says, "Hey, just kidding," which I don't know if that implies that everything you write in here is a joke, but I made this reference on Facebook, but I'm serious. I'm going to write my manifesto in this, and people will find a drawer of 1,000 of these. And
your man Alfesto.
My man Alfesto will be in here. So when I'm found in a pile of my own Alf filth, they will dig and they'll try to decipher my, a window into my madness, and it'll be on 1,000 of these notebooks, like under my mattress somewhere.
Now, is Alf filth distinct from Alf crap, or is that the
called apples and oranges, George? Apples and oranges. This one I may have showed on Etsy. Somebody made custom bike seat covers, and I ordered this one. This is an Alf bike seat cover. So think of you could sit on this on your Schwinn, and it'll wick away the moisture of your bike sweat. And I just wanted to say wick away the moisture.
Would you wear that with your Willie warmer so as not to get either your? Whoa, that looks erotic.
You read into it what you want to, George. But
I know.
This is just to add comfort to your bike ride. But yeah, I enjoy that somebody actually.
I'd like to borrow that for a weekend if you don't mind.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, go ahead.
For my bike.
What else do you have for Alf crap?
Oh well, I'm just going to close out with 3 quick pieces of Alf, just pure Alf crap. This is stuff that I googled worst Alf bootleg. And some things I came up with was this, I believe.
No hay problema.
So this is, you can get this from, purchase it from someone in Argentina.
Wow.
So
I love the drawing of the little kid, the little blonde boy.
I mean, that's more horrifying than the Alf. Like what?
Yeah, the actual walking Alf seems pretty great, but
yeah, he had like rectangular feet. Is that right?
Yeah,
okay.
I think that's how it worked. Yeah.
Okay. And
phenomenal.
And this thing at first I thought doesn't look that bad, but then I took a closer look, and the microphone handle is chewed as pictured. It's ex-Yugoslavia Alf figure. I think that means it was trained in the ex-Yugoslavian army.
Yeah,
but
that's
very
through it.
It's very it definitely looks very rough. And finally, this, I don't know what the hell this is.
What?
But,
I love it.
But it is.
It's an abstract. It almost looks like Trumpy from the movie Pod People. Which is very Alf-like, and
it's disgusting. I mean, the more I look at it, it's got like these.
It's very rubber and it's kind of dirty.
Stuck to it.
Yeah, it's kind of dirty. Yeah. Let me show a couple of things that were sent in to me. First of all, I'll just show one thing. So Ken Reed, who is a comedian and has been on the show before, sent me this book, Alf Speaks Out. It's got a lot of Alf comics in it. And he sent me 5 of these. So at some point we'll have to raffle some of these off. But pretty great Elf comics in here.
Wait, we're not doing them all live. We're not reenacting them.
We could, but he also is a preeminent TV guide collector, and he found this and sent it my way. This is an ad and TV guide, a 2-page spread adding, doing Valerie's family and Alf. So he's saying, "Yo, Sandy, we're together for a brand new season." Yeah, right, but it's going to take all night to shave these legs. And he wondered if this could be kind of some fetish thing here with Alf with sexy legs and fishnets.
You
And,
tell us, is it?
I'm here to report it is.
But is that a commentary on? Do you remember there was an incident in which TV Guide showed a picture of Oprah sitting on a pile of money, but her body was some other actress? And it was this question. It was just, it was whatever the news topic for back then. The news cycle wasn't 4 hours; it was like a week,
right?
And it was something about, is there some do readers and viewers, should they know when things are being digitally manipulated?
Oh, interesting. So this is before deep fakes. This was like still happening back then.
Yes, I'm glad I got to say digitally manipulated on this episode.
I don't remember that controversy, but it's possible. It seems like they were always riffing on some sort of current event, so I would not be surprised about that. Do you have any more Elf crap to share?
I'm saving the rest of it for season 2 of Willie's Garage.
Understood. Well, I have one more thing to share, and then there's plenty more to get into in season 2, of course. But here it is. This was sent to me by, I don't even know. This was anonymously sent from eBay. This is a still in box Alf watch. And here Alf is saying, "What time is it? No problem." And it's very weird. It's like you wear this big furry thing on your arm. Unfortunately, the digital portion of this does not, it's not still active. But and then it just looks like a normal like Alf furry thing on your on your wrist, but then you lift open his snout. So it couldn't be more convenient to lift open the snout on this furry thing you have around your wrist to see what time it was. But this was always in the JCPenney Christmas catalog, and I remember circling it and never getting it.
Hard to believe somebody left it in the box.
Yes, I know. And yeah, here's the back Alf watch, the one and only Alf watch. I also had this I did get. It was a Pee Wee Herman watch, but you also, his Pee Wee's face on like his suit was the wrist thing. But then you had to take the head and open it to see what time it was. So it's a very inconvenient way to tell time. But I realized that one thing I could do, I don't wear my Fitbit enough. And I thought, maybe this would motivate me to do it. So I kind of made some modifications. Yeah, so I just got the Fitbit in there. I could track my steps, and
but it only works when you're obscured by an obstacle, right? Where otherwise Michu has to put on that thing and walk around.
Yeah, I gotta have Michu walk around it. Yes, R.I.P. Michu. I think that's all I have. Oh no, there's one more thing, George. There's one more thing, and this is going to lead us into talking about our big plans for the 35th anniversary of Alf. There's at least one 35th anniversary piece of Alf merchandise that's coming out, and I'm hoping there's more. You know where to turn for Alf merch news. It's an Alf Chia Pet that is currently on pre-order. I believe it ships in November, and I've pre-ordered it. But you can see, easy to do, fun to grow. This is not really Alf's hair, but you spread the chia seeds where his hair would go. You allow 1 to 2 weeks for full growth, and this is a brand new product coming out in November, the Alf Chia Pet.
Will you grow it in the background so we can, over the course of the year, watch Alf grow into something that doesn't resemble anything that occurred on the series?
I think that would be a lot of fun. And I did have a Chia Pet when they first came out in the 80s or 90s, and never really grew. It would grow a few little sprouts and then die. So, but if anything's going to motivate me to tend to my chia grass, it's going to be an Alf Chia Pet. So look for that in November, Rhondas. That's Elf Crap for now. But now let's talk about our big plans for the 35th anniversary. So the Wednesday of the 35th anniversary is going to be September 22nd. And we've decided we got to do something a little bit different for season 2. And how can we do this? And our stated goal of this show is to get Paul Fusco to be on the series. And I think what's going to get Paul's attention? Is it going to be a, let's face it, modestly watched YouTube show? Or is it going to be some big grand stunt for the 35th anniversary that he cannot ignore? And I think that's where we have to go. Ladies and gentlemen, we are announcing here the 35th anniversary Alphathon. George, we are going to be watching all 26 episodes of season 2 consecutively. That is at least 13 hours, plus our commentary, plus some Alf crap, plus special guests, plus live call-ins, plus trivia games with prizes, and a lot of other fun stuff happening Wednesday, September 22nd, beginning at 10 a.m. on Twitch, because YouTube will take down that much Alf content. We're going to be watching the shows. You can watch with us all 13 plus hours. We're going to start at 10 a.m., go till probably midnight.
You can dip in too. Also, if you have other things going on, if you have to work or tend to family, or you'd rather nap or eat.
Take off. George, you're taking off. You have a day job. You're taking off or making some sick excuse, I guess. What else have you got to do? It's a Wednesday in September. Take off. Watch all of Alf season 2 with us.
You'll never forget where you were on 9/22.
It is going to be. I haven't done one of these endurance challenges. Joe and I locked ourselves in his apartment in Astoria maybe 10, 13 years ago to watch all of Full House. That was 2.5 days straight, watching through the night. We allowed ourselves, I think, about 4 hours of sleep, but one person always had to, stay vigil. I think we can do 13 hours in a row without any breaks, but we're going to have guests come in. I think maybe I'm going to ask David Stephen Cohen, an Alf writer, to join us. And my hope is maybe Paul Fusco can video conference in or call in at some point during the show. We're going to have the number there for you to call in. It's going to be a crazy, almost public access marathon. And we're going to try to raise some funds too for season 2 and 3 of Willie's Garage, because it takes a lot of time for us to put these together, and we want to fund the future seasons. So that's the announcement. The Alphathon future details will be announced, and we'll make a little events landing page, but you can follow right now on Twitch. And by the way, I didn't know what Twitch was. I thought it was like only live stream video games, but no, it's basically YouTube. Things still stay up there. You can rewatch things. You don't have to be a member. You could just go there. And ours is twitch.com/found-footage-festival. And you can follow us there. So add us on there on Twitch for now. And we will be streaming live from the office in person. So that'll also be weird to be back in the office. And maybe we'll when it gets dark, and we'll cuddle up in an Alf sleeping bag. I have Alf party supplies for when it's all over. We're going to be celebrating accordingly.
I want to have a pizza delivered live. That's been my goal for every show, really.
Oh yeah, well, we could definitely do that. There's a great pizza place in the neighborhood. You'll be going through a lot of your power bars, I'm sure. And it's going to be a mess. It's going to be a wonderful, glorious mess. And I think, as a lifelong Alf fan, this might even put me to the test. But there are some classic season 2 episodes that I'm excited to watch. Maybe we get Jerry Stahl to call in, some more Alf writers, some more guest stars. We've got a couple of months to plan here, and so we got big plans. I think this is going to be fun. And then we'll parcel these up into YouTube episodes too, with wraparounds for a traditional, season 2 rollout, a weekly rollout for those who can't join us for the marathon. But we hope you will. I'm excited about it, George.
It's I don't know whether I'm hoping that you'll burn out on Alf or that I'll become maybe I'll become a bigger Alf fan than you. Maybe
I think you might.
By the end of it, I'll have via eBay purchased more Alf crap than you, and you'll become jealous of me, and that can set up a rivalry, to keep viewers coming back.
I don't think we've ever gotten angry with each other or had any fights or anything, but this could be the time that this could be the time that it happens. You'll be able to watch it live.
Right. We haven't been in each other's company for more than 3 hours at a clip, I don't think.
No.
And that's usually when people, round 4 is where I start losing friends.
Yes.
And we'll see.
and hey, David Stephen Cohen has made original Alf songs. We've talked about staging an Alf musical. Maybe he pops by. He lives nearby. Maybe he pops by the office with a couple of songs from the Alf musical every couple hours, and it's going to be wonderful Alf-based chaos. So that's the big announcement. That's why we wanted to chime in to interrupt your summer of Alf-free content to say we got big plans coming up for the 35th anniversary.
Yes, and you'll be operating me like a puppet by hour 10. That's my prediction.
Oh, we gotta. Maybe I can ask. We are friends with Ryan Dillon, who's the puppeteer behind Elmo, and he and his partner are VCR Party fans. Maybe they could make us some sort of crappy Alf knockoff puppet, or regardless, just join us for a little bit of the live. Okay, we're just spitballing ideas now. We got to write these down because this is going to be huge.
Everything's on the table.
Everything's
on the table.
Everything's on the table. Stay tuned for future announcements on Found Footage Festival's social media and on VCR Party, of course. Anything before we go out here, George?
I don't know. This is just reminding me of when they announced Altamont. Like, I have no idea how this is going to turn out.
The Hells Angels are going to be a security because, hey, our address is out there. Anybody could turn up.
All right. No, I think that's it for me.
I also want to point out this Alphathon was your idea, George. So,
well, I knew I'd have to, rather than do 26 episodes, a half hour each week. I just want to get it over with.
Yes, I know. So. Yeah, just get it all out of the way. And but I'm excited about it. It's going to be fun, and it's like, what adult men have the time to do something like this? So let's look at it from that perspective, that we are in a privileged position in order to be able to do this ridiculous thing.
Yeah, would you, if you'd been told at age, I don't know, 13 or 14, one day you will be in your mid-40s and you will devote 13 straight hours to watching Alf, would you be thrilled or sad?
I would be thrilled, honestly. Okay. I mean, I guess I would also hope I'd have a 401k. That didn't happen, but I do have this rare opportunity to, yes, live below the poverty line, but enjoy my life and do things like this, remarkably stupid things. And we're glad that you're along for the ride on us. So with that, I guess all that's left to say is 2 words, George. Bite,
wind.
Come crashing with Mr. Ron.